Hello internet, it's your bud Rorschach here. How's everyone doing out there? Unfortunately, no comic book related stuff going on in this video, and no politics either. Not that you want to hear my views on flicking Brexit at the moment. But this is going to be about this chap here that you're looking at, a guy called Mumkey Jones. Mumkey Jones has got something to say about the real life situation involving one of his friends. So I'll just play the video and I'll comment on it as we go on, because there's some valuable life lessons I think to be learned from what's happened to Mr. Mumkey Jones. So I'll just press play and let him tell you what this is all about.
I need to preface this by saying this video is not a joke, in case you're out of the loop. This is not some sort of meme or troll. This is 100% real, and I'm being as serious as I can. Now, this is a situation that...
Why has he got to say that? It's because if you look at his previous videos here on YouTube, he's quite a witty guy, and lots of his videos are done, you know, tongue-in-cheek. So he just wants to make it very clear that this is a real-life situation. This is as serious as cancer.
That is really horrible for everybody involved, and it was my intention to keep the details of it private for as long as I could, until everybody was around, I guess, to give their side of the story. But now I've been placed between a rock and a hard place, with people pushing a false narrative, trying to make me look like some sort of bad guy.
So he's defending his name.
I am completely convinced I did nothing wrong.
Obviously.
So just for the sake of transparency and to, I guess, keep my reputation intact or whatever, I'm just going to say everything that happened, every detail from beginning to end, and I'm going to go as fast as I can because I don't want this to be dragged out.
Okay, so people are spreading rumours about him on the internet. What is this all about?
On Friday night, Friday the 23rd, at, I don't remember what time, probably 10 or 11 at night, I received a Discord call from Asperger Brandon. I'm going to call him Brandon for this. His girlfriend, Jackie. And she was kind of hysterical, which makes sense. She was crying and begging me as I answered the phone to help her, to stop him. What was happening was Brandon had relapsed again and was blackout drunk and had been violently attacking her over the course of the night. She said that he had strangled her so hard that she actually thought she was going to die. He bit her as hard as he could on her thigh. He'd been punching her around, and evidently she was covered in blood and that there was blood splatter on all the walls. She had tried to call for help, but he had taken her phone, her cell phone, and had thrown it, and she thought it was broken, but she managed to lock herself in the attic to protect herself, and he was trying to break the door down to get to her. And I guess that's when she retrieved some sort of second cell phone that had internet access on it and was able to call me on Discord, begging me to help her. So I stayed on the phone with her and tried to keep her calm.
Wow.
Well, Sheepover, my girlfriend, called the police and sent them to interfere, which Jackie was very much against. She was telling me, I don't want to call the police. I just want him to stop. I want somebody to calm him down.
I want him to stop. I want someone to calm him down. So what does the girlfriend want? Did she want someone to come into the house and confront a violent blackout boyfriend to stop him from attacking her? No. You don't do that. Is anyone out there brave enough to volunteer for that job? No, it's stupid. You need to contact the police. You need to contact the police as soon as possible, and that's what Mumkey Jones, his girlfriend, did. So the police are going to do what the police are paid to do. He made the right decision here in contacting the police. But there's a warning sign there, isn't there, that the girlfriend did not want the police to arrest the boyfriend.
So it was never a question. The police had to be called,
yes,
to save her life, because she was in terrible danger. She had been beaten So I stayed on the line the whole time. She never hung up.
Again, like I said just a second ago, if anybody else went and tried to save her from this boyfriend, that person would be under a serious physical threat as well, because this man seems like he was completely out of control.
The police showed up, and unfortunately, when they went in to talk to the police, she didn't take the phone with her, so I could only hear bits and pieces of it because the phone was in the wrong room. But they talked to the police for about half an hour, and from what I heard, Jackie kept telling them she didn't want to press charges. She just wanted him to stop.
Oh dear.
The police got a little tour of the house and saw all the damage. They saw all the bruising on Jackie's neck.
Okay. So the girlfriend's trying to convince the police not to arrest the boyfriend. What's going to happen here, Mumkey Jones? And I'm looking at this with hindsight, but I would have seen this immediately if I was there at the scene. I would have been warning you. I would have been warning you, Mr. Jones, that this lady is going to be very upset with you potentially, that because you've contacted the police, her violent boyfriend is going to be taken away from her, and her violent boyfriend is going to be charged by the police and might end up doing prison time. This is something that she might hold against you in the future. So let's see how this progresses next.
And the bite marks on her thigh and all the blood splatter all over. And despite her not wanting to press charges, the police decided that this was a felony offense, and they arrested Brandon. And they took him in. And I actually have the list of charges here. We've got one count of...
Look at that list. What is it about females and the dark side of their nature which compels them to be attracted to men like this rather than good guys who, you know, have to maybe spend all evening watching Brittany Fenty and sending her, you know, $50 because she's shown a little bit of attention to them. It's a terrible thing, isn't it, in the real world where nice guys can't get a date, yeah, bad guys who've got drinking problems and, you know, frequently end up blackout drunk and assaulting their girlfriends, you know, or batting girls away with a stick. It's yeah, definitely something dark about female nature which is not talked about on the mainstream media, on television and in the cinema. And I understand why it can't be talked about because of, you know, commercial considerations, but this is real life stuff, and it's definitely something that needs to be talked about. How women are attracted to violent men.
Aggregated assault, strangulation, one count of battery, one count of sexual battery, and one count of obstructing or hindering persons making emergency telephone call. And by my research, if he is convicted of all of these things, Brandon will be facing a minimum of 2 years in prison with a maximum of like 40.
Wow.
So it's not a good situation. But Jackie and Brandon's parents are working together to try to get him out scot-free.
Look at him wince there. So that wince on his face. So Jackie, that's the girlfriend, and his parents were trying to get this man released from jail scot-free. They don't want him to be charged with anything. She wants the boyfriend back. She wants this violent blackout drunk back in her house. It's not good, is it? Not good at all. So what happens next?
Over the course of the next 24 hours after the arrest, I stayed in near constant communication with Jackie. We had several very long phone calls, and when we weren't on the phone talking, we were texting each other back and forth.
Not good, mate. Not good.
And after about 24 hours of this, I apparently made a horrible mistake.
So he's going to detail the horrible mistake that he thinks he made. But I would suggest that the mistake that he made was acting as a counsellor after contacting the police. What he should have done is contacted the police, as he did, and just leave it there. Not talk to her like he's a potential new boyfriend for her. Because what he does next, she's going to take as a rejection, which she's going to react against.
It was almost 1 in the morning, and I was just beyond tired and anxious, and my stomach just hurt so terribly from what had been transpiring. And around 1 in the morning, Jackie messaged me asking, "Are you still busy? I'm sorry to impose, I just don't know who else I can go to." which means she wanted to call me on the phone again for another talk. But I was just ready to go to bed at that point, and I didn't feel good. So I told her, I hate to leave you hanging, but I don't feel like talking on the phone right now. I thought that was better than just ignoring her and not saying anything. And just let her know, hey, like, we can talk another time. I can't talk right now. And evidently this was a terrible mistake because Jackie...
It was. This was felt as a rejection, I think, by Jackie. And she's reacted as women often do when they feel like they've been rejected.
Took this just as far out of left field as she could. She went into her Discord and decided that I was the villain all of a sudden. And she began doxing my personal, private information that only her and Brandon would know to all the children in her Discord. And she started making up really disgusting lies about both me and Sheepover. Like she said that
this is the kind of thing that girls used to do when I was at school. Nowadays, on the in this age of the internet, they can spread gossip and lies, all over the world. And if you're a big time internet guy like Mumkey Jones, this can have serious consequences and affect your entire internet career. And that's what happens to him now.
I apparently had sex with my sister. And I started receiving just messages from these random kids on Twitter calling me a sister fucker and all this stuff, which doesn't really bother me because I don't have a sister. So
he just lies.
It means nothing. But she was just saying all these things. She said that it was my fault that Brandon was arrested and that I had ruined both of their lives because of this. And now she...
Okay, so he's taken the boyfriend away from her. As violent as he was still her boyfriend, and he's also rejected her. I don't know if she was maybe lining up Mr. Mumkey Jones as a new boyfriend, but Mumkey's already got a girlfriend, so he's obviously not in the market for one. So yeah, this is a girl reacting because she feels like she's been abandoned, and yeah, let's have a look, see what happens next.
Had nothing to lose and was going to ruin my life, all because I did not want to talk to her on the phone.
Rejected
for
her.
The 4th time that day, which I now I guess I do regret, but I had no way of knowing she was going to lose her mind and start attacking me. So now the reason why I have to make this video is because I have to defend myself from all the lies and misunderstandings and false narratives that are being spread about me, when all I did was call the police.
No good deed goes unpunished.
From one of my other friends. So she, after saying all these things, she leaked some of our text messages, which are the ones I just read. She said...
So I'll just end the video there, and I'll leave a link to it. It goes on for another, let me see, about another 5 minutes or so, when it goes through some of the... I suggest disingenuous falsehoods and slanders that she's making on the internet in an attempt to basically ruin his internet career. So this is a valuable lesson, I'm afraid, fellas, for the nice guy who interjects in a violent male-female relationship, thinks that he's going to be the white knight riding to the rescue, and just ends up becoming the target of female ire, when the white knight does not want to take on the damsel for himself, and the dragon, the bad dragon, ends up being taken away from the girlfriend who wants a bit of more, bad dragon action in her life. What else can I say, really? It's some real life situations which I don't often get the chance to talk about in relation to comic books, for sure, because comic books are about as far removed from reality as can possibly be imagined, and it's just something that I felt the need to comment on. So I'll end the video there. Looking forward to your comments on this. What do you think Mr. Mumkey Jones did wrong here? I think that he did the right thing in calling the cops. He just did the wrong thing in hanging around and offering a shoulder to cry upon, and in taking that shoulder away, he's caused the lady to react in a fairly predictable manner that you'd get from a a lonely, jealous and spurned ex-girlfriend. But that's my opinion. What's yours? Let me know. Now end the video there. Thanks for checking out. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you'd be so kind. Hit the bell for instant updates. And I'll be back with some comic book related stuff later.